Alright, right now I wanted to talk to you a little bit about firearms because my wife and I both carry. And for those of you who don't know, I live in Kansas. And here locally, mountain lions are making a comeback. Now I'm not worried about them too much at all, but lion attacks do happen. This happens to be a male. We thought maybe he was just passing through, but that's very much not the case because I spotted him right over here in this wheat field, 70 yards from the property line, back in early January, and a neighbor of ours that lives 1 1/3 miles from here spotted it a mile east just a couple of weeks ago. So he's made himself at home, and that's fine. I don't mind him at all. But it does make me feel a lot better knowing that I have a little bit of protection just in case there happened to be an attack. Most lion attacks come from behind and you don't know it until they're on you. But, you know, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, I guess. Now, my wife, she carries too. For those of you who don't know, my wife is a former United States Marine with a combat-related disability. And she has a condition now that is causing her to lose her ability to walk, and she will end up in a wheelchair. So, and she's got a 90% chance of developing MS at current. So, needless to say, she has mobility issues. Now, she has not a chance in hell of outmaneuvering or outrunning anything. So, I feel a lot better knowing she carries. Now, she carries this right here. A lot of you will recognize this. Smith & Wesson M&P Bodyguard 380. This has a Crimson Trace red dot laser sight on it. Very accurate. Better for her since she doesn't have a lot of shooting experience. It also has a safety. Her and I both carry copper bonded jacketed hollow points. What I carry every day, one of the things I carry every day, is a little Diamondback DB9, second generation. A lot of people don't like this gun. I've never had any problem with it. I also carry hollow point. But it's just a little bit of reassurance, you know. The only predator I actually worry about is the two-legged kind that speaks the same language as I do. Animals, they don't bother me a bit. But I'd rather have this on me and not need it than need it and not have it on me, right? I carry, most of the time, just pocket carry. But I do have this Tagwa 4-in-1 holster, and if you guys aren't familiar with this holster, I suggest you give one a shot, because it can be carried a multitude of ways, including concealed, inside the pants, outside, in the back, cross draw. It's a good holster. And this one holster, I'm trying to remember, this is the one for Sig Sauer. Sig Sauer, I think, is the one I bought. It accommodates everything from my DB9, which is 11 ounces unloaded, 5.5 inches long with a 3-inch barrel. This holster accommodates this, believe it or not, all the way up to, I have a high point 9mm, and some of you may be familiar with how big and heavy those are. If you ever run out of bullets, you could beat somebody to death with it, right? That gun, believe it or not, will ride in this holster just fine. So it's a very versatile holster. I have one, my wife has one. Most of the time I do carry concealed. And I know a lot of people say, hey, DB9s are crap. You know, they're not very reliable. And I've seen a lot of videos and people that say they aren't. But I've never had a problem thus far with this one. And a lot of times, if you open carry, just the sight of something on your hip is enough to deter any kind of trouble. So, if I'm out and I've got mine, she also has hers. Not to mention the fact that I carry a spare 9mm in an EDC bag that I carry every day. This one is usually in my pocket so I can carry concealed. And I've got one in another bag that's got diabetic testing supplies and, you know, a couple other random things, pain relievers and anything else I may need in the course of a day because I work a physically demanding job and I carry pain relievers and pain relieving ointments, muscle rub. Like I said, my diabetic meter, glucose tabs for glucose rescue because I'm type 2 diabetic, but I have hypoglycemia and it plummets. And I have to carry those as a rescue. So I've got this bag anyway. So I figured, you know what? I may as well throw a second sidearm in that bag as a redundant backup. So, the other good thing about these, the ones we've chosen anyway, let me readjust this camera here, is that my wife's carry in the 380 and mine in the 9, they're both toolless to take them down. That's extremely handy when you're out like this. I don't want to have to be worried about tools or punch pins or anything like that. This one is completely toolless. My wife's, however, is not, because once you get hers disassembled, there is a push pin, or not a push pin, but there is a hex bolt right there for the batteries for this Crimson Trace laser. And that's how you change the batteries in it. So that's the only part that requires a tool. Everything else, I mean, as you can see, can just be broke down, taken apart by hand, easy to clean, grease everything up, get all the dust and dirt out of it, whatever, and reassemble it on the fly. And that's extremely, extremely important, because you don't always want to carry a bunch of crap with you, you know. What was it, my high point I was telling you about? I got to have punch pins to get the slide off of that thing, okay? You have to have tools to take that apart. You have to have a punch pin to knock the pin out that retains the slide, and then you have to have some kind of a pommel or something to punch the punch pin. You know, it's just, it's crazy. This is easy, and you know, I prefer easy if I can at all get it. But other than that, you know, that's what we do and why we do it, why we carry like we do, and it's just a little bit of peace of mind. Kansas is a right to carry state, and we can carry open or we can carry concealed with no permit. Several of the states that are around us that have reciprocity with us, I can carry there as well, even though I do not yet have a CC. But anyway, that pretty much sums it up. We like toolless, and we have small for easy conceal, and we're not really afraid of anything, so I used to carry a 45 ACP. I love that gun, I really do, but I sold it to a friend, and she had it stolen, which really sucks. She needed it worse than I did. But you know, it happens. Life goes on. Anyway, I don't want to start rambling too much. Guys, if you haven't yet, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Sign up for those notifications. Be sure to click that bell so you know when I upload new content. And feel free to drop comments down below or questions. Maybe, you know, I don't care if you just want to get on here and bitch about what a piece of trash the DB9 is. You're welcome to do so. I've had no problem with mine. It's not that I disagree with you. I've seen a lot of videos where people are like, man, this is terrible. Do not bet your life on this firearm. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm just telling you, as far as this one has never misfired. This one has never let me down so far. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. And like I said, I'll try to get another video out to you guys as soon as I can. Thank you for your support.